Hashtag School Librarians tweet for professional development, a Netnographic case study of hashtag txlchat. Studied by Judy Morillon, 2016, reviewed by Minerva Samayoa Juarez. As teacher librarians continue teaching, there is a huge shift in the profession. The huge shift is technology. Many teacher librarians have received their degrees years ago and are out of practice with what is going on now. The only way a teacher librarian can get meaningful professional development is by going to a conference. And here in California, we have CSLA and Q that you can go to. But going to conferences is expensive. Not only do you have to pay for registration that could run up to $300, you also have to pay for your hotel, transportation, and meals. Traditional professional development in schools are geared toward classroom teachers. It is rare for professional development to happen geared towards a teacher librarian unless you are in a large district with a district librarian to oversee a meeting. According to Morillon, school librarians have to seek their own professional development, especially if they don't have a district librarian. The lack of professional development in the school, district, and other face-to-face meetings is a problem because a librarian without that support does not feel connected to a community that provides support. Also, librarians need support in developing professional expertise in solving problems. The lack of support and professional expertise will then transfer into the program that the teacher librarian is providing. If the library program is not working, the teacher librarian is removed from the library. Eventually, the school uses the library as a bigger room to hold meetings, to test, or possibly a storage room. Or it can be closed. With the advent of social media, there is a new trend that is taking professional development to a new level. Judy Morillon took the avenue of using social media as a way of professional development. Judy Morillon is an associate professor in the School of Library and Information Studies at Texas Women's University. She has served as a school librarian at every level and is an AASL member for 25 years, and her Twitter handle is @CactusWoman. She states the problem for many teacher librarians is that the difficulty to continue learning once the teacher librarian has earned their degree. So her research question is, are venues like Twitter groups places where librarians can practice lifelong learning? Morillon looked at other literature in the field, but it mostly focused on academic and public libraries and their use of social media to share information with their patrons. The research studies for school librarians is not apparent. There is no research, so this study is a first for school librarians. The population study was the Twitter group #TXLChat from 2014-2015 school year. The #TXLChat stands for Texas Librarians Chat. The method of selecting the sample was not clear, but Morillon most likely picked this Twitter group because she is from Texas, and because the Twitter chat groups are of the latest online professional development venues. Morillon focused her study on the co-founders and selected members of the core group of moderators from the chat. Out of the people in the #TXL chat group, only 25 people responded, but she collected archives of from 45 chats. Morillon described the chat, which includes 111 Texas librarians and 121 librarians, authors, and others from out of state that participate in the chats. Morillon conducted a netnographic study, which is a study made online instead of the traditional in-person method. Morillon took the role of participant observer. The research study was conducted online by interviews. There was a link that Morillon posted online with the survey. It was given over a 6-week period during the chat. Data was also collected from chat archives, documents, field notes during Morillon's participation in the chat. She took field notes as her instrument to get the quotes on what people were saying and doing in the chat. The instruments of a survey and field notes of the chat are appropriate for the study. Morillon had to become part of the chat in order to get the answers for her questions. Some of the questions that she asked were, what are the procedures and practices of #txlchat? What are the motivations and characteristics of the co-founders, core group members, and participants in the PLN, which is Professional Learning Network? How do participants describe the value of the PLN? She also used the archive data as well as the wiki where the #txlchat is curated. The qualitative data was analyzed using a constant comparative approach. She coded her responses and made a table to give her findings. The tables are clearly presented and easy to understand. She made 3 tables. Table 1 showed the broad topic categories of the chats. The topic that had 13 chats, which was the most, was technology. Table 2 showed that the chats with the greatest number of participants and tweets. The chat with the greatest number of participants and tweets was the one with the guest librarians, Colby Sharp and John Shu. Table 3 shows the topics with the greatest number of retweets. The topic with the greatest number of retweets was when there was guest librarians that were notable in the state, which were Colby Sharp and John Shu. Morillon found that the participants in the chat retweeted or faves, almost like a like on Facebook, certain topics during the chat session. If the participants chose to fave the topic, it meant that they liked it. If a participant retweeted the topic, it was a stronger feeling as if they shared the opinion and were in agreement or support of the topic. In interviews, Morillon found that the librarians favored the chat because it helped them develop, learn from experienced professionals, and stay on top of the current trends in tech and library lessons. 92% of the participants have shared some knowledge that they learned from the chat. 84% of the librarians have and are using other forms of social media. One participant said that they are not a fan of Twitter, but go to the #txlchat because of the topics. One participant said that the chat is a journey of self-discovery, learning, and sharing. The members of the chat are also mostly in Texas, and many of the members have met in person through conferences or other venues. The study shows that there is value in social media as a way to deliver free professional development. The use of #txlchat and Twitter is a cultural tool that helps librarians improve their skills, connect with other librarians, collaborate with members of different levels of expertise, develop 21st century literacy practices in real time. Some of the strengths and limitations of the study. Strength is that Judy Morillon is a teacher librarian, so she did care about this topic and she enjoyed and put her whole heart into it. But a bias is that she is a teacher librarian. Limitation is that she could have used another form of social media, not just using Twitter. As far as recommendations for other research, would be to do more research for teacher librarians as a whole. Another recommendation would be to see if there's another social network that works as well as Twitter for professional development, and to see if the chat works well just because of the geographic closeness of the group. Looking at this research has made me research the #txlchat and follow it. Not only that, I am also going to look for other Twitter hashtags that will help my practice here in California. Here's the reference to the article and a link to the article. Thank you.